Bagpipes wail, widows weep for fallen heroes. Firefighters from all over America and the world pay a final honor to 6 of their own who gave their lives trying to save others. The FBI nabs a Russian spy and a bugging device deep within the U.S. State Department. Plus the business of Y2K. What if they gave a party and nobody came?
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. The soulful sound of bagpipes filled the air today in Worcester, Massachusetts, as tens of thousands of firefighters came from around the world to bring comfort in a family tragedy. President Clinton led the mourning for 6 firefighters trapped and killed as they searched for homeless people in a burning warehouse. 4 of the men are still missing in the ruins. CBS News Chief White House correspondent John Roberts begins our coverage.
From far and wide, they came to Worcester today to pay tribute to 6 fallen heroes, to celebrate the special bond that firefighters across the globe share.
It's like a brotherhood, and when any of them are lost, it's like one of our own brothers is lost, no matter where you are in the world.
Each of the faces of the 20,000 who marched marked the grief that has seized this community. The loss of Timothy Jackson, James Lyons, Thomas Spencer, Paul Brotherton, Jeremiah Lucy, and Joseph McGurk.
We didn't lose 6 faceless heroes. We lost 6 members of our family. And because of that, people here are grieving in a very personal way.
The sheer size of this procession is testament to the enormity of the tragedy that has touched this town. But on this day, people aren't interested in the hows or whys of what happened here almost a week ago. They want to know when or if the pain they feel will ever go away.
It's just like a bad dream that one of these days we're going to wake up from.
It hasn't sunk in yet?
No.
The sadness here is as profound as the symbols the fire has left behind. 6 helmets, 6 flags, 6 photographs. Precious little for the firefighters' wives and 17 children. President Clinton offered condolences from an entire nation.
Your tragedy is ours. Your men are ours. Our whole country honors them and you. We grieve with you, and we will stay with you.
The most difficult road still lies ahead. 2 firefighters will be buried Saturday. The search goes on for the others. Fallen heroes all, never to be forgotten in this New England town. John Roberts, CBS News, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Memorial services are meant to bring closure, but this tragedy is still going on. Nearly a week after the fire broke out, firefighters are still combing through the rubble for traces of the missing men. CBS's Randall Pinkston is covering that part of the story.
For hours after the memorial, thousands of firefighters came to the place where their colleagues died, seeing for themselves the burned-out warehouse that still holds 4 bodies. James Karn traveled 3,000 miles from Clackamas County, Oregon.
Well, we certainly wanted to see where the incident took place, try and remember, say a prayer or 2.
Instead of attending the tribute, many Worcester firefighters kept working as they have all week. Heavy machines tore apart the debris. They searched for badges, equipment, personal effects, anything from those who died.
Friday night was the start of the worst 5 days.
Worcester fireman John Connor was there last Friday night when the doomed men were suddenly trapped, calling on the radio for help.
Could you hear those?
Yeah. Yeah, I could hear them. And I knew that those other guys were going in to get them.
But they couldn't get them. Now firefighters from surrounding communities are manning Worcester firehouses so that Connor and the men of his department can continue their search.
Well, waiting's probably the toughest thing for firefighters to do because we don't pull back and wait. We act. If someone's in trouble, we act.
The memorial is finished, but again today the fire flared up. For John Connor and his colleagues, the anguish of what happened here seems to have no end. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Worcester, Massachusetts.
A private plane crashed this evening into a neighborhood in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, not far from the local airport. The crash set a garage on fire. It's not clear how many people were on board the aircraft. There are reportedly at least some dead in the crash. Southwest of San Diego today, a twin-engine Sea Knight helicopter carrying 18 U.S. Marines crashed about 15 miles offshore in the Pacific Ocean. At least 11 of the Marines were rescued. The helicopter had taken off from the USS Pecos and on an exercise mission. The cause of the crash is not immediately known. For the third time in 2 weeks, the United States and Russia are trading charges of espionage, spying. This time, a Russian diplomat was caught at his listening post in Washington right outside the U.S. State Department. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin has more on this surprising case.
The Russian spy was arrested as he sat on a bench outside the State Department just after he had activated a sophisticated listening device planted on the 7th floor of the building, where the Secretary of State has her offices.
The FBI had been watching Stanislav Gusev for months, ever since a surveillance team spotted him hanging around the State Department. He would park his car on the street, moving it from spot to spot, searching for the ideal listening location. Then he would send a signal that activated the listening device planted in a conference room used by senior State Department officials and record whatever was going on in the room.
As soon as the FBI realized what Gusev was up to, the State Department began an electronic sweep of its offices and eventually located the device. But no one knows how it got there or how long it had been operating.
Gusev arrived in Washington last March, but was he the first or the last spy who serviced that listening device? Because he is assigned to the Russian embassy, Gusev has diplomatic immunity and will simply be sent home without having to answer any questions. But the State Department has a lot of questions to answer about its security. Last year, an unidentified man walked into the offices of the Secretary of State, picked up classified documents, and walked out, never to be seen again.
And now this. Officials say the device was so well hidden that whatever spy planted it had to have been left alone in the room for some time. David Martin, CBS News, the State Department.
In another blast from the Cold War past, Boris Yeltsin rattled his nuclear saber today as he lashed back at President Clinton for criticizing Russia's war in Chechnya. CBS's Barry Peterson reports the outburst came as Yeltsin began a visit to China.
Boris Yeltsin looked frail when he arrived in Beijing. During a meeting with China's president, he seemed to stagger. But this Russian bear can still growl. Stung by criticism from President Clinton about Russia's war in Chechnya, Yeltsin harkened back to rhetoric the world hasn't heard since the Cold War. It seems Mr. Clinton has forgotten. Russia is a great power that possesses a nuclear arsenal, he said. We aren't afraid at all of Clinton's anti-Russian position. Then the attack turned personal. I want to tell President Clinton that he alone cannot dictate how the world should live, work, or play. There was instant damage control from Russia's prime minister, who said, "Don't worry, there's no cooling of relations between Russia and the U.S." But the anger from the West is intensifying as the war moves into its final act. Russian troops are tightening their stranglehold on the Chechen capital of Grozny. Officials are backing away from demands that the capital surrender by the weekend, and even talked of opening a corridor for those wanting out of the city.
Yeltsin's saber-rattling earned him what he wanted, support from China for the war in Chechnya. But his comments about nuclear weapons will likely make the West a lot more nervous about dealing with a leader who is ill, unpredictable, and angry, all at the same time. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Beijing.
President Clinton played down Yeltsin's criticism today. The president said he has not forgotten Russia is a great power, but he disagrees with what's going on in Chechnya and says he feels an obligation to say so. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, anti-gay harassment in the U.S. military. Ed Bradley on just how widespread it is. A high-profile policy split between the president and the first lady who would be senator. And context on the questions raised anew about the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. Was there a government or other conspiracy or not?
I'm the Black & Decker floor buster. I eat broken glass for breakfast. I eat cat litter for lunch. Let's just say I have an insatiable appetite. I'm the floor buster. I'm built by Black & Decker.
If you wear dentures, imagine how nervous teaching teenagers could make you feel. What if your dentures slipped? But thanks to the all-day hold of Super Polygrip, those days are over. I think that says a lot about the power of Polygrip.
2 large double cheese.
It's about time. I'm starving.
Whoa, that can't be cable.
It's DirecTV. You get all your favorite cable channels.
Kung Pao!
And it's the only service that gives you access to every pro and college sports subscription.
Donuts!
Plus now, you get 2 free months of 32 premium movie channels, including 7 HBO, 4 Stars, and 5 Showtime channels, with no long-term commitments.
DirecTV. What are you looking at?
Okay, let's wait the remote.
Just when you think you have the latest computer, you don't. But for $41 a month, get an Intel Pentium 3 processor with a Gateway PC. And with the YourWare program, trade it in toward the purchase of a new one after 2 years. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and get a year of AOL included.
U.S. immigration officials have sent a letter to the father of 6-year-old Elion Gonzalez asking him to back up his demand that the boy be returned to him in Cuba. The boy is staying with relatives in Florida after he was rescued from a boat wreck that killed his mother and stepfather as they tried to enter the United States illegally. As Cubans stage nightly demonstrations demanding his return, the U.S. is now asking the father for proof of his parenthood and evidence to support his custody claim. At Fort Campbell, Kentucky today, a military jury sentenced U.S. Army Private Calvin Glover to life in prison with the possibility of parole at some point. Glover was found guilty of the baseball bat murder of PFC Barry Winchell, a soldier believed to be gay. In a report to be aired Sunday night on CBS, 60 Minutes correspondent Ed Bradley has uncovered new evidence of anti-gay sentiment and harassment on the base even after Winchell's murder. Ed joins us now. Ed, what have you found?
Dan, we spoke with a soldier named Javier Torres who spent almost 2 years in the military. He was stationed at Fort Campbell when Barry Winchell was murdered, and like Winchell, Torres was concealing his homosexuality. After Torres learned of what had happened to Winchell, he began to fear for his own life, that he might be next.
Here is another soldier in the same position I am, and he was gay, and he got murdered over that fact.
What did the other guys say after Barry Winchell was murdered?
There was some who was like, hey, just one less bag to deal with. I mean, they don't really belong here anyways.
Private Torres told us he was determined to stay in the Army. He wanted to serve his country, but Torres says that not a day went by when he didn't hear anti-gay slurs from his fellow soldiers and even his superiors. One day, his entire platoon went on a 5-mile run around Fort Campbell, and he says the sergeant led them in a chant that went, "Faggot, faggot," down the street, shoot him, till he retreats. Private Torres told us this occurred shortly after Barry Winchell was murdered. He says that was the final straw, and soon after that he told his superiors he was gay, and he was discharged this past September from the Army. Dan?
Ed Bradley, look forward to your report on Sunday night. Also, on the subject of gays in the military, Hillary Clinton says the president's don't ask, don't tell policy doesn't work. That story is next on the CBS Evening News.
That the vast majority of you are in the fight of your life. Just you against your smoking addiction, one-on-one. Trouble is, it's not a fair fight, and few people win it. But you can give yourself a fighting chance to win with Zyban. Zyban doesn't work for everyone. Zyban is part of a comprehensive program from your doctor to help you stop smoking. It's different from nicotine replacements. Zyban is the only prescription medicine that's nicotine-free, so you don't have to stop smoking all at once. As Zyban reduces your cravings, you feel like smoking less and less until you're ready to stop completely because you're ready to win. You should know there is a risk of seizure associated with Zyban. To reduce the risk, don't take Zyban if you have or have had a seizure or eating disorder, or if you take Wellbutrin. Don't take Zyban if you use an MAO inhibitor. Side effects may include dry mouth and difficulty sleeping. Ask your doctor if Zyban is right for you, because it can help you quit smoking by making it a fight you can win. Zyban, you don't have to quit all at once.
So instead of paying a separate commission every time you trade, you'd pay an annual fee, trade all you want. All I want?
Yeah, virtually unlimited.
Oh, really?
Remember the financial plan we're working from here, Dad. The point is long-term capital appreciation.
I know.
You just don't want you sitting by the computer all day buying and selling stocks.
Yeah. Show me how I log on to your research.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Investing is serious business, Dad.
I promise I'll do my homework, okay?
Nobody does it like you.
Boy, they love to play horsey. So your carpet better be deep down clean. And for that, you need Hoover. Hey, you want the best, partner? Introducing the Hoover Steam Vac Wide Path. It sends hot water surging through 6 rotating brushes to stir up and pull out deep down dirt the way no other carpet cleaner can.
Hoover.
If you want clean, deep down, you want Hoover.
In campaign 2000, Hillary Clinton is making it clear that distancing herself from the president goes beyond just moving to New York to run for the U.S. Senate. The First Lady says the don't ask, don't tell policy on gays in the military doesn't work. That means she disagrees with the president and agrees with her likely Republican opponent, New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. CBS's Diana Olick reports what's going on here.
3, 2, 1... Go.
As President Clinton lit the national Christmas tree for the 7th time, his wife, for the first time, was not by his side. She was in New York campaigning and serving notice today that she would not be standing by some of his policies, like gays in the military.
I don't believe don't ask, don't tell has worked, and I don't believe it is ultimately the policy that we should have in our military.
Don't ask, don't tell is not the first issue on which Mrs. Clinton has taken an opposing stand, and she vowed it would not be the last.
And I will be stating my positions, and there will be, from time to time, differences of degree and kind from the White House.
It's all part of her accelerating separation from the White House, its policies, responsibilities, and its corridors. She's already packing for New York.
I'm pulling things out of storage and deciding what has to be recovered or reupholstered.
Mrs. Clinton did show off the White House Christmas decorations this week, but more often she's dropping out of official First Lady events. On a recent trip to Greece, Mrs. Clinton left early for New York, leaving daughter Chelsea to do the photo op at the Acropolis.
I think for Mrs. Clinton, she has been the subservient political wife for over 25 years. Now it's her turn.
And it's not as if a First Lady's done this before. Still, the question is, will shedding the House, the role, and her husband's policies make Mrs. Clinton a better candidate or just another politician who'll do anything to win? Diana Olick, CBS News, Washington.
There's news on the CBS Health Watch. The dream of corneas on demand to restore failing eyesight may be a step closer tonight. Using a few real cells, U.S. and Canadian researchers have grown the first ever artificial human corneas in the laboratory. These corneas probably will be used first to study human eye diseases and tried on animals before any human transplants. Next on the CBS Evening News, a civil trial jury opines that a conspiracy must have been behind the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King. Some context and perspective on this is next.
Nobody in America sells more office products to more businesses than Office Depot.
You can shop our store. Or you can shop our catalog.
You can shop online.
Taking care of business. It's all mine. Taking care of business and working overtime. Work out.
Office Depot. Taking care of business.
All right, kid. Here we go. 10-9. What do you got? What do you got? What? Yeah. All right, come on, come on.
What would you do if someone you loved had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Did you know it's now been proven that the same Bear aspirin you have in your bag for muscle aches may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack?
Downtown. Lucky shot.
Can your pain reliever do that? Talk to your doctor now.
Next time I'll go easier on you.
Bear. Powerful pain relief and so much more.
$69.90.
What are you looking at, cable? It's just getting good.
3 minutes a week.
Ah, DirecTV.
Hey, everybody.
This is Jim. Look, DirecTV's got all your favorite cable channels. Plus, now you get 2 free months of 32 premium movie channels.
including 7 HBO, 4 Stars, and 5 Showtime channels with no long-term commitment.
DirecTV, what are you looking at?
This delicious green bean casserole is not the only way to enjoy French's French fried onions. Even standard spuds become a savory side dish.
At the head of his cooking class.
Mom, you've got French's.
This holiday, over 7 million pets will be homeless. But when you buy a limited edition PetSmart ornament for $4.99, you can help. All proceeds go to PetSmart charities to benefit local homeless animals. Make a pet's holiday wish come true at PetSmart.
The latest look into the circumstances surrounding the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has yielded a new twist and new publicity in court more than 3 decades after the fact. The family of the slain civil rights leader says it is pleased now that a Memphis jury in a civil case brought by the family has given the opinion that the 1968 murder must have resulted from some widespread conspiracy.
After 32 years, we can finally move on with our lives.
The difference between this finding and other lengthy independent investigations is that this court concluded that there must have been a conspiracy. You'd think that James Earl Ray's guilty plea in 1969 to save his life would have ended it. It was only the beginning. He recanted 3 days later. The conspiracy theory with the public became so strong that 10 years after the shooting, a congressional investigation set out to try to prove that Ray did not act alone. Its conclusion, Ray did shoot Dr. King, that he may have had some help escaping, but no government conspiracy. Then in 1993, out of nowhere, comes one Lloyd Jowers, who claimed that he was part of a conspiracy, but details were murky, and he offered no conclusive proof. And soon after that, a Memphis judge allowed new tests on the rifle that was used to shoot the civil rights leader. The result of that investigation, a judge found no credible evidence that there was anyone other than James Earl Ray shooting. And last year, author Gerald Posner looked deeply into Mr. Lloyd Jowers to see if there was a government conspiracy. What he found was no evidence to prove Ray had help. The verdict in Memphis, Posner says, does a disservice to history and to Dr. King's legacy.
The jury's verdict in Memphis, to me, has all the earmarks of a sham. The jury had only one side presented to it, the side that said there is an elaborate conspiracy that killed Martin Luther King.
And today, the U.S. Justice Department said its latest 18-month investigation is nearly complete. Was there a government conspiracy?
I would not expect that there'd be any criminal prosecution out of our report.
A new chapter in the circumstances surrounding the death of Dr. King, but probably not the last one. Up next on the CBS Evening News, Y2K. Why indeed? Why a lot of champagne may go uncorked New Year's Eve.
The old neighborhood. And Vinny's? They're coming.
I made your old favorite pepperoni.
Can't eat that now.
This can't be Charlie.
I didn't take my Pepsi. I gotta wait.
Then we all wait.
Take my Tagamet. You could eat now.
When it's too late for Pepsid, it's not too late for Tagamet. You can take Tagamet right when you're going to eat and still prevent heartburn. With Tagamet, you can eat like a kid again.
Tonight, like never before, you can relax and not worry if your dentures are clean. Because you started the day with new Fix-It and Cleanser with ProGuard. This unique tablet and denture bath system not only gets dentures 4 times cleaner, it creates the ProGuard barrier, proven to protect against plaque and odor-causing bacteria all day, so that clean feeling lasts from morning till your goodnight kiss. New Fix-It with ProGuard. Start cleaner, stay cleaner.
There's nothing like the way I feel after a good night's sleep. That's why I love my Tylenol PM. For me, there's just no reason to have trouble sleeping. I take Tylenol PM before bed. It stops my pain and helps me sleep. So I'm ready for another great day.
Today, we step on the gas in a brand new vehicle with 0 miles on the clock and over 200 years of experience behind the wheel. ExxonMobil.
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com.
It's free. You use it like Yahoo, Excite, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
If my friend used this at work secretly and she won, would her boss get the money?
No, your friend would get the money.
It's good to know.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
A lot of big celebrations are expected for the arrival of the year 2000, but it appears there may be more hype than hoopla. Should old acquaintance be forgot? Some will sing, but Jeffrey Kaufman reports others would just as soon forget the whole thing.
When the doors are open, all of you will have your side towel and your white gloves.
Looking for a room at San Francisco's Ritz to ring in the big new year? The Millennium Special offers 3 nights in the hotel, even 2 massages a day. It's still available for $100,000.
Over here is the other half of this floor.
Everywhere, those big bashes that promise to bring in the new millennium with a bang are going bust.
The price was $295 per couple, which included...
Brendan Brogan's Gala 2000 was to be for 2,000 happy revelers in Atlanta. Who could resist? A lot of people, apparently. Brogan sold just 40 tickets. This week, the gala was canceled.
It was going to be quite a night.
And it was going to be quite a night at the Javits Convention Center in New York. They called it Celebration 2000. $2,500 a seat. Canceled. Michael Jackson's backed out of New Year's concerts in Hawaii and Australia. The 3 tenors have decided to take the night off. Singer Jewel has canceled her hometown show in Anchorage after poor ticket sales. We've been hearing the hype for the better part of 2 years. Book now or you'll miss the party of a lifetime. Well, it seems a lot of those potential partygoers have been hit with a strain of the Y2K bug. As in, Y2K is really bugging people.
All that hype is not for me.
Frankly, I'd just rather stay home with my family and at midnight, you know, watch the airplanes crash and the electricity go off.
And that talk of a champagne shortage? At Spirits Liquor Company in Dallas, 650 cases of bubbly in stock, and sales are flat.
Everyone's dragging their feet, so we're just waiting for the big rush.
A rush that may never come, as New Year's 2000 shapes up to be the biggest bust in 1,000 years. Jeffrey Kaufman, CBS News, Miami.
Well, we'll see. That's part of our world tonight. I'll be back later here on CBS with what we think is an especially interesting 48 hours. Harold Dow has a preview for you.
Do you believe in miracles? Sean is going to a place where miracles are supposed to happen.
Say a little prayer.
Because he needs one to save his life. No cure at all.
No, they don't really know what causes it.
Miracles, tonight on 48 Hours.
So until 48 hours, miracles at 10 o'clock, 9 Central Time. Dan Rather reporting for the CBS Evening News. Have a good evening.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the Internet and on our interactive partner, America Online at keyword CBS News.
Are these folks the Walt Disneys of the future? They're creating new forms of entertainment that anyone with a computer can see.
They just dial up, click on a button, and get to watch it free of charge.